Welcome back, y'all. Today we're going to talk about Royale High and all the drama that has been going on since the Royal Ween update ended. Originally, I wanted to make a video reviewing the Glitter Frost update for December, but honestly, y'all, there wasn't a lot to talk about, other than the fact that I spent an hour of my life snowboarding for snowflakes just to get nothing out of it. I love that so much. But now with the recent Everfriend update, there's been a lot of discussion going on in the community regarding the new toy release, holiday updates, and apparently Barbie started a new Campus 4. This time around, I feel like there's a lot of valid reasons as to why the community is upset, and there's actually one situation that I really didn't know much about until recently, so we're definitely going to talk about that as well. Before we start, please do not spread hate in the comments towards the developers or anyone mentioned in this video. While I know a lot of Royale High players are very passionate about the game, we need to keep it very demure and very mindful. Alright, enough yapping from me, let's start by talking about the Everfriend update and why players are upset. So for those watching who don't play Royale High, Everfriend is a yearly update that normally releases in January or February. On January 5th of 2025, the 8th annual Everfriend event officially dropped. However, it's not what a lot of players expected. I'm going to summarize the update log from Barbie, but it'll be on the screen if you want to read the whole thing. Welcome to the future, 2025 is here. Let's make this the best year yet by starting fresh, setting bold goals, and identifying and chasing the most sparkling and important dreams that truly matter to you. What's my goal, you ask? Getting these dang classes and schedules done. No, for realsies. Ever since we launched the big update in December, I started a fresh Campus 4 version. Oh my God. I took a few days away from my pride and joy to clean up Glitter Frost and add a few Everfriend touches and updates here and there for you. But don't want to spend too much time on temporary holiday updates right now, since I'm still recovering from that big holidays, evening fall, and Glitter Frost updates. I want to work on permanent updates badly. Without further ado, here's your cute little baby Everfriend update, and mayhaps the next time I'll see you will be in the shiny new campus. Then it shows a list of all the new stuff added, such as a new Everfriend halo that I'll never be able to get, of course.
What more do you want from me?
New fountain stories, clothing, makeup, fabric designs, hairstyles, and hair colors. Which, to give credit where credit is due, the new fabrics and hairstyles are really cute. At the end of the update log, Barbie wrote, "Thank you for allowing me the space to work on things I truly love. I have a fun idea for a coffee shop I'm going to work on right now." And that's pretty much it. Now let's talk about what Barbie said at the beginning of the log regarding Campus 4. It seems like Campus 4 is still happening, however Barbie and the devs are working on changing the style and adding more buildings, which in theory sounds great, but a lot of players are really upset about this decision. Under Royale High's tweet regarding the mini update, I found a lot of comments from players saying, you know, Everfriend is supposed to be the season for Royale High. There's supposed to be new sets, new hairstyles, and cute maps, but to not even have a reworked item, like come on. This Campus Barbie is reworking better change my life. Another tweet says, so what I'm understanding based off this tweet and replies is that we're getting another campus. Can't y'all just please finish the first two campuses and wait before you start a whole other project? You might not even finish this one based off past experiences. So based on what I read, the devs aren't starting a whole new campus, but rather changing up the Campus 4 we currently have. With that being said though, I definitely think the decision to start fresh is a pretty bold choice, especially considering players are still waiting for Campus 3 to be finished. Another tweet I found says, release West Wing Campus, Cafeteria, Castle Courtyard, and Gymnasium for Campus 3. Y'all promised on a post here, and many still want the phases. Campus 3 and 4 can coexist. This is one of the reasons why I stopped playing Royale High for so long. I've been waiting for the gym and cafeteria to be added for over a year now, and I just feel like it's not gonna happen at this point. Now don't get me wrong, I actually love the idea of Campus 4, and I personally think it's cute, but I really dislike false promises. I'm hoping they're still working on Campus 3, but honestly, reading that Barbie's starting a fresh new Campus 4 basically threw all my hopes out the window. Personally, I think that the reason why Campus 4 was created is so Royale High can get back to its role-playing roots. While I have a special place in my heart for Campus 3, I'm so tired of teleporting everywhere for one quest. I'm also really tired of grinding boring quests. Even though I don't agree with the decision for Barbie to start a fresh Campus 4, at At this point, I'm just hoping something gets finished this year. Besides the Campus 4 situation, another tweet mentioned something I actually didn't even know was happening in the game. It said, "What about things that matter and mean a lot to your fan base and players? Does any of this count? How about the unfinished projects we fell in love with being tossed aside with no regard of how it makes us feel? Also, what happened to the rest of the toy items? It's unfinished." Someone else tweeted, "I feel like I'm reading the 2021 through 2024 update log. Can we get the rest of the doll sets that we paid for months ago?" Y'all, I was not aware that Royale High sells toys with sets that aren't even in the game yet. Honestly, the toy discussion needs its own section, so let's go ahead and hop over there. When I first heard about Royale High toys, I thought it was a cute idea. And in my opinion, I don't think all the dolls are ugly. I know some people say they are, but a few of them are actually pretty adorable. However, the sad truth is, toys kind of ruined Royale High. Of course, the game already had its issues, like the devs not listening to players, bad and offensive behavior from certain developers, and the Call Me Haley situation made a lot of players and influencers quit the game. However, the toy line seems to have been the final nail in the coffin, and the majority of the community agrees. Recently, Royale High announced the release of the Series 2 toy line, even though a lot of Series 1 toys still don't have sets in the game. I was curious to see how many toys were still missing sets, and I counted a total of 12. I'm flashing them on screen just for reference, but I do think it's pretty wild that they released another series when the first one isn't even finished. Now, I know what some of y'all might say. This is most likely something contractual between Jazzware, so they had to release a second series. And I agree, I'm sure Royale High has contractual obligations. My thing is, the toys have sets that can be redeemed in game, so I guess I'm not understanding why they weren't completed before the toy line was ever released in the first place.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything, I just feel like if you advertise something, the consumer should get what they bought. And yes, I understand that they're slowly releasing them, but it just doesn't seem right. Like if this was a Kickstarter or something, okay, that makes sense. But this is an official toy line that has already been produced and put on shelves. Now I have seen some people say that Jazzwares and Royale High are separate, so that's why the toys release before the sets are done, but that doesn't make it okay. At the end of the day, Royale High is still getting paid, and so is Jazzwares. And the people buying the toys are getting the shorter end of the stick. In my opinion, of course, feel free to disagree. I actually found a Reddit post where someone talked about buying one of the dolls, but they weren't aware that the set was unavailable in the game. The post said, "I have purchased Chromie the Ice Fairy doll off Amazon, seen as Posey, Mermia, and her were on sale. Posey was out of stock already, so I decided to buy Chromie. One day later, she arrived and I was super happy and redeemed her code, and it came up with a description that said, Chromie is just adding the finishing touches, but her set will be out soon." I'm sorry, what? Royale High, personally, what are you playing at? What I want to do is sell for a profit in diamonds knowing these sets have high value. But it's quite stupid that they released the dolls and not the set, which was also disappointing for me, now making me wonder when will the set actually release. Knowing Royale High, they will probably prolong it for as long as possible, which is a bummer. This post was made 4 months ago and the Chromie set is still not out. Now Royale High did release 2 of the missing toy sets from the first series, which are Queen Bee and Mermia, which is great, but the trading value for toy sets are insane. When the Mermia set first released, the gown alone was worth 2 million diamonds, and the heels 2.5 million diamonds. I saw a lot of players upset about it, saying the pricing was unreasonable, which I agree. I've never even gotten close to 500k diamonds in Royale High, let alone a million. But I'm sure there's a lot of rich Royale High players out there that were like, 2 million? That's nothing. The trading pricing actually dropped recently when I went to check. The gown is now going for 610,000 diamonds and the heels are going for 495k diamonds. To be honest, trading is another reason why players feel like the game fell apart, especially with so many scammers and exploiters taking advantage of players. And unfortunately, where there is trading in a game, there will be bot accounts as well. But trading really deserves its own video because it's a mess. Anyways, besides the toys having missing sets, another concern players have is that the devs aren't focusing focusing on diamond sets anymore, which sucks for OG Royale High players or players who have basically bought every set in game at this point. A Reddit post I found says, "So if I'm correct, at the very least, once per year we get a new set. To my knowledge, that has always been the standard. But with the new toys, I'm a little bit worried that we might not get any new diamond base sets. Not to mention that a lot of creativity and time has been taken to design all the toy outfits and stuff like that, meaning they would be putting all their focus and energy into toy sets that they wouldn't be able to put any of that into diamond sets." Another Reddit post says, "Why do we make toys so expensive? Like, yes, I know you pay money, but being kinda overpriced is insane. Some people can't get them because they can't afford it or can't buy them in game because they don't have enough. I miss when we got sets often that cost diamonds. Yes, we got a winter set, but it looks like they put more effort into toys than anything else." I definitely agree that the devs are focusing more on toy sets rather than diamond sets. It also sucks how a lot of gorgeous sets being released are for toys. Unfortunately though, I think this might be the new norm for Royale High. That's not to say they won't release any more diamond sets, but they're definitely on the back burner, especially since they have a contract with Jazzware. That's actually another reason why players aren't happy with Royale High. I talk about it more in depth in my video, The Downfall of Royale High, so if you want more information on that, I highly recommend you check it out. Overall though, the toy line has basically taken the devs' focus away from the game. To be fair to Royale High, the toy line has been in the works for a few years now, so it's not something that just happened overnight. But even with all that time, the toy sets still weren't completed before release. I feel like this is a pattern when it comes to the game. A lot of things never get finished, such as the campuses and now the toy line. So I don't blame players for keeping their expectations on the floor when it comes to updates and the future of Royale High. With that being said, let's move on to the last section. While doing research, I found a comparison post on Reddit that showed the player count and how much has decreased since 2021. It's obvious that 2024 was a pretty bad year for Royale High. Even so, the Series 1 toy line seems to have been very successful even with the backlash. But how much longer will Royale High be around for? Personally, I think Campus 4 will either make or break the game. I know some people watching might not agree with that, but from what I've been seeing from the side of the community that isn't super toxic, players are really tired. Obviously, Royale High has changed a lot in the past few years, going from a fun role-playing game to a super grindy trading game, which to be honest, even with it being so grindy, people are still willing to play it. This might be a reach, but from the release of Campus 3 to the beginning of 2024, it felt like the devs kind of gave up on the game for a while. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they were most likely busy with getting everything ready for the toy line release, but again, the toy line sets aren't even finished, so what's going on? I can understand if Jazzware basically didn't give them enough time to finish. That's the only thing that would make sense. But if that's the case, I don't really get why Jazzwares would make the decision to still release the toys.
Money!
Whatever's going on over there, honestly, I just hope once the contract is done with Jazzwares, Royale High finds a different toy manufacturer. For those of y'all who don't know, Dress to Impress is supposedly gonna release a toy line as well sometime in the future, but they're not contracted with Jazzware. They're actually contracted with Fat Mojo, which is the same toy company that's making the Bloxfruit toys. Allegedly. I actually don't know if this is true, that flyer might have been fake, nobody actually knows if the toy set is real. But Bloxfruit's definitely has a contract with Fat Mojo, so there is another option for the game. And this whole situation with Royale High is actually making a lot of Dress to Impress players worried, which I get, but I feel like Dress to Impress is in a different situation. They're working with a different company, and based off the success that Bloxfruits has had with them, I feel like things will be fine. If the rumors turn out to be real, of course. Anyways, the point of a toy line is to add value to the game and get more players to join, but it's had the opposite effect on Royale High. Like I mentioned in my other video, toys are something you give your community when the game is doing well. Besides that, I'm kind of tired of unfinished projects altogether. That's why I just stopped playing. When I first played on Campus 4, I felt like the game was finally heading in the right direction, but now I don't really know what to think. In the past, I've tried to defend the game, especially after they dropped that amazing Royal Ween update last year. But after that, everything started to feel like it was going back downhill. The Glitterfrost update was disappointing, but not because the advent calendar wasn't released. The reason I felt disappointed disappointed was because I compared it to the Royal Ween update. I genuinely felt like the devs took so much time to make it fun and entertaining just for the Glitter Frost update to feel a bit boring. Also, side note, I hate the cloud cash system. Even when you're consistently logging in, you'll go from earning 20 each day to earning 3 cash the next day. Like, please make it make sense. If I'm being for real, all I want is for Royale High to find its footing again. Maybe this year things will get better, but as of right now, everything feels uncertain. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching today's video. I probably talked for a super long time, but there was so much to go over and I wanted to cover as much as possible. And if anybody watching this video got offended, I'm sorry, I just felt like giving my opinion. I know that we're the players and we're not the company, so we can't really know everything going on behind the scenes, but I would really appreciate if we got more communication from the devs. Anyways, I'm working on a new DTI hot takes video, so if you want to be included, make sure to go to my community post and comment your hot take. It's not guaranteed that you'll be selected, but I'll definitely read through it and choose the ones that I can add to the video. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about the current state of Royale High. Do you think the game will make a comeback this year? Or do you feel like things won't get any better? Also, if you own a Royale High toy, let me know how you feel about it. Did you like the set that came with it? Or were you not able to get the set? Okay, bye. See you in the next one. Bye. Okay, bye. See you. Bye.